They gotta start killing off. Hey guys, it is me from editing because I forgot to film an intro and outro, so you'll see me again. Anyways, yes, it's been a while, guys. And are these movies from 2025 and we are on April? Well, yes. Okay, but think about this from my perspective. School's been kicking my ass. Like, this video has been filmed for a while, but there was like hella movies that I had to go through. So the video was originally an hour and 30 minutes. So we're splitting this up into 3 parts. Ideally, I'll have all 3 parts out by at latest Sunday. Okay, the Sunday from when you get what I'm trying to say. Anyways, do I have anything else to say? Okay, the volume is a little, you might have to adjust. Sorry. Number 2, because like I was like, oh, I just need to post this video, and also like I still have school. The video isn't as like me, funny video here, editing here. You know, it's a little bit more tame, refined. So if you enjoy that, watch. If you don't enjoy that, you're also gonna watch. The most accurate comparison I can make is to imagine if Michael Jackson was alive, bobbing that 9-inch bob around the stages of the world, but one day decides to completely step away from the spotlight, the glitz, the glamour, the tabloids, to start a cult. Yes, the Mike Jack of this film, Moretti, disappears for 30 years to do what is on the top of Jared Leto's bucket list. But anyways, after decades of leaving the world with only crumbs of all that Moretti goodness, he finally opens up his compound for an ultra exclusive listening party for his first album released since. Bill Clinton got up in that press conference and said, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman." He did. So anyways, the select few invited to this compound in the middle of nowhere, hot, dry ass, I don't know, Arizona, are known, established, really accomplished journalist. And Ariel, played by the lovely Io Adebri, who is, well, none of those things. But she's young, black, and hungry, so she gets shit done, kinda. But yeah, mainly this is a shit gets real weird, real quick story with a bunch of people that look like they, well, robbed an Old Navy of everything Navy. I'm gonna start this off by saying I think the hate that this movie receives is a little bit too much. In my personal opinion, I think people saw the trailer and immediately made up their minds and said, actually, this is derivative of the menu, Midsommar. What the fuck are the other movies? I don't know, insert here. But the point is that I really thought it was strange how extreme the hate this movie got. And I was reading some of the letter reviews like after I watched this movie, and I was like, ooh. I'm not saying I fully disagree with some of the critiques people have about this movie, but I am saying like, okay, like you're doing a bit much. On a surface level, I can see the similarities. But like when you really start looking deeper, they all offer something completely different. They really do. Let me look at my notes.
And that was not right.
Like the ending of this one is something I keep mentally coming back to. I think it's messaging about the kind of, can I say, warped relationship between the celebrity and the media, and how they both can kind of have this like parasitic relationship to each other. I mean, it's nothing new to say journalists can be predatory. TMZ. And there's this really cool scene involving puppets and Billie Holiday that I also keep thinking about, and what the film is trying to say about media, about the nature of the celebrity and its relationship to media, and also how just crazy can use media to push their ideologies. Last thing I want to say is I am rooting for everybody black. So when I found out the director of this film looked like this, I went, Let me do some research into that, mama. Mama, let's research. I watched the interview where he was talking about some of the movies that inspired the film, and just hearing him talk about the movie and kind of his choice to cast Io Debris and wanting to have a black female lead who, yes, she is naive, but she is also competent. So yeah, I really do hope he's given another opportunity, because I don't think that this movie is horrible. Again, I do kind of agree, at least partially, with some of the critiques of this film, but at the same time, I think there is potential here for a really cool director-writer, because he directed and he wrote the film. But that's just my opinion. Thomas the Train going AWOL pretty much sets this whole movie into motion. In many ways, this film is Stranger Things Pappy. It follows a gaggle of middle school age children in Ohio during the late 70s. The only thing I know about Ohio is LeBron. But school's out and it's time for these cool cats to finally film their zombie movie. I understand that this was a different time, but the way the main character's dad feels about his son filming a zombie movie with his friends, you would think he was gallivanting around Akron, Ohio, singing Pink Pony Club in a silk chiffon dress. Like, okay, he's not playing local football underneath them Friday night lights, getting that CTE swag, but he's hanging with his boys, his bros, wearing zombie makeup. What's the issue? Anyways, during one of the gang's late night shoots, while they're at their local train station, things go a little off the tracks, off the rails. LOL. I will talk more about this film and how it aged for me a little bit later, but this scene is still so insane and leads to the big bad of the film being released, an alien, to terrorize the local Ohioan. There's also magical cubes, the military, some emotional father-child trauma scenes, teenage drama, explosions, real American cinema. Huge shout out to 2011 Stranger Things. I got this movie through something called Redbox, if the streets still remember what Redbox was.
When the Redbox hit the streets, it was worse than crack. The Redbox brought families together.
And I just never returned the DVD. Yeah, sorry, I'm sure my mom and I owe several coins. Oopsies. But I rewatched this DVD so many times as a kid. It's almost crazy to go back and watch a film like this that I used to be so obsessed with and now see it as an adult and be like, you know, I don't fully connect with it anymore, but I can still appreciate it. And also, I'm just not like scared of it the way I was as a kid. I remember this movie being a lot scarier, having a lot more creature in it, and being like super emotional to me. But still, I'm not like completely dissatisfied with the film. I still think that if you genuinely liked Stranger Things and you kind of like that idea of kids
running around the neighborhood,
trying to figure out what the is going on from this like creature, like alien or whatever, you should check this out. It has kind of that season 1 vibe to it. It's not like that cheesy season, but we're not going to get too much into that. And let me see what else I had written down about this movie. And then for the 50 plus crowd watching this, this is kind of akin to Goonies, maybe E.T. Don't think I've ever seen E.T. all the way, but I did love Goonies. Goonies is a top 10 movie for me personally.
I love Goonies.
It also is crazy rewatching this movie and just being like, there's no way that I thought these little ass kids were like so grown. How old were these kids? Like 12, 13. And I was like, oh my god, like this is my future. They're so cool. They're making a movie? Golly. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the movie. Nobody gaff about dinosaurs anymore. Imagine seeing a brontosaurus dying in the middle of the street and the only thing you're thinking is, damn, this is really messing up my 4 for 4. This is messing up my Wendy's munchin'. Damn, I can't even go to Burger King right now.
Welcome to McDonald's, can I take your order? Whenever you be ready, just let me take your order. What you need? What you need? What you need?
Yeah, this is the current reality for the Jurassic Park world. But desperately trying to keep his special interest alive is Dr. Henry Loomis, played by the white boy of the past month, maybe year, Jonathan Bailey. So he agrees to use his expertise to collect 3 dinosaur samples for a pharmaceutical company. The only problem is multiple things go wrong. Yes, multiple. This is extremely dangerous and everyone idiotic. The end. Jurassic Park. I saw this opening weekend with my family, and my immediate reaction was positive. I was like, wow, that was a good time. That was a good Friday. Guys, we should do this again. But as more time has gone on, the more I'm like, they gotta start killing off. Okay, people gotta die. It is not okay for the whole cast to survive. Besides like the main villain and I think like 3 throwaway characters. No. And this film had one of the coolest like blob xenomorph-esque dinosaurs. And they just kind of, does Mama even get a kill? She gets 1 in the beginning, and I will say this is very random. I think I saw a tweet about this, but that actor that was the first kill, who, you know what I mean, like who was killed in the first scene, was acting his ass off. But it would be cool if we were able to experience more of those scenes. It would. But these films don't want to kill anybody off. The whole family survived. The whole family, even the boyfriend. Also, just the way that they depicted the dad, I was just like, what dad is acting like this? That's neither here nor there. I will be watching the I don't know, is this intended to be a trilogy? I don't know. I think, you know, I'll watch
The Bluetooth
just more dinosaur kills, please. You know, we've deviated so far from actual messaging in these films. You know, the woes of creating life. The morality of it all. We've deviated so far from that that I really do not care. I do not care that this movie was like teetering on like pharmaceuticals. The pharmaceutical industry is evil. But I mean, like, it was barely like, again, like even I don't even know. It really did not even matter. So yeah, just again, dinosaur kills, dinosaur kills.
Dinosaur train. Dinosaur once upon a
That's the only thing that needs to be mentioned in the writer's room at this point. What are we, like 6 movies in? Like, let's make that happen. So boom, these girls pretend to home invade their best friend on her birthday, her b-day, her too much makeup at the local restaurant day. They fully went to Home Depot, Walmart, Goodwill, wherever you can go to get the Predator special, and they said, give me that. Actually, multiply it by 3 because there's 3 of us. They said, okay, bet. Let me give long-lasting PTSD to my bestie. Also, who sell Jawbreakers? Because we about to gag this bitch too. I feel like Five Below does. Let's go there and let's get her a gift card too. That'll be cute. Well, things go wrong. She chokes and dies on the Jawbreaker. And of course, they proceed to cover it up. Luckily, one girl is like, low-key guys, this ain't it. So then we spend the remainder of the movie exploring the exaggerated social hierarchy of high school that could only be crafted through the eyes of a gay theater kid. I could have just said theater kid. And also, the murder investigation. What's up with that? Also, Marilyn Manson is in this. Okay, girl. Prank gone wrong, I guess. I don't doubt that this is some like cult classic girl pop movie that people love, but it's just so far from what I enjoyed and what I want to see again. And if I'm keeping it a buck, if I'm being honest, I only watched this because I confused the actress right here for the actress in Riverdale. Girl, that's Twin Peaks. Anywho, even some of my Letterboxd mutuals, I don't think they liked it, and I think that they are like bad movies. No shade to them, but everybody trapped in a Rubik's Cube.
He was the last solver at Worlds 2023.
And they gotta figure out how to escape. I mean, that is essentially the plot. A group of strangers wake up dazed, hazed, confused in this cube-like escape room where every wrong turn is a fatal decision. And over the course of the film, the group slowly learns more about the cube, why they were chosen, what skills each of them bring to the table to possibly aid in their escape/survival. But some of them also devolve into their anxiety, fear, and depravity. Will they be able to overcome all of their obstacles and escape this Rubik's Cube? Someone on Letterboxd described this as a low-budget 90s teen movie to watch after getting high, which is correct. The film does a really great job of using its minimal budget and getting the most out of it, but it's weird because you can tell script-wise, like they were trying to make something that was like deep. I'm not sure if I really got the message of it all. Not sure if it really landed with me, but the performances were good. I was feeling it. I was like, okay, I can get down with it, but it tries to take this like philosophical, I don't even know. It really should have been like Escape Room. Whoever made this movie, wrote the script, definitely is a thinker. They be journaling. Life post-high school is rapidly approaching for four friends who not only have to decide what their futures will look like, but also how to navigate the challenges and roadblocks placed in front of them. Extended from the main group of teens are several other characters who add to the depth and authenticity of this Southern African-American coming-of-age film. I'll insert the tweet if I can find it. It's kind of circulating right now. It's about how white cinephiles do not engage with black cinema. That is so true because this movie is so good, and I haven't heard any of the like top white like movie creators, cinema experts or whatever talk about it, and it really feels like I don't know, it's almost crazy how underrated this movie is. And obviously people are gonna be like, oh, it's talked about black spaces, talked about in black spaces. I'm sure it's talked about in black spaces, but it's also like a Southern movie, okay? My mom, I've never even heard of this movie before now, okay? But from what I'm hearing is that it's really popular in the South. I'm not from the South, okay? It is surprisingly good. I'm not saying this because I thought that this was going to be akin to some Tubi bullshit. I mean, the film is just really good. There's not much else I can say besides that. Like, this is a genuinely underrated teenage coming-of-age movie. I even believe that T.I. was a teen. That's suspension of disbelief right there. I mean, also Ella and me for judging and thinking that this movie would be bad. I mean, it genuinely is just so good. You need to watch it. You need to watch it. I don't know, but I think people in general, black, white, Asian, should engage more with black cinema. It gets a little underrated, especially because people immediately go for like Moonlight. What other black movie did they talk? Girl, don't bother me with Django right now. Boots. 28 years ago, Britain got hit with the rage virus, turning people into essentially zombies of different varieties and flavors. And the world has pretty much moved on without Britain because, well, the virus was able to be contained to just them. So the few survivors left are kind of assed out. They're under constant naval surveillance, leaving them with no option for escape and only the ability to adapt to their new world. Some of the luckiest people from this situation are the ones that live on a small island isolated just enough from the mainland that allow them to build up their defenses and live close to essentially a normal life. Resources are finite though and require trips to the mainland. And in an attempt to man up, boss up, and expose his son to the true realities of their life, Jamie, played by ATJ, yes, I know him like that, takes his son Spike to the mainland, a little prematurely even for the village standards. But it is what it is. Things obviously go wrong, and this first trip plus his mother's illness set the rest of the film and Spike's life into motion. This is one of two Danny Boyle movies we'll talk about. It's a hit for me. This is a hit movie for me. It's one of my favorites of 2025. I'm surprised it didn't get anything, I don't know, maybe editing wise. It's really creative. And in my notes, I wrote TikTok edit. Take that how you will, but it was visually very entertaining for me. Boosted my dopamine. It was very good for me with a short attention span. The main thing that I think will maybe deter people from this is that it's not super zombie. It has a bit of an emotional third act, and that's mainly the focus of it. It's not so much about the zombies at that point, just about him and his mom and his dad, and then obviously into his journey of really growing up and becoming a young man. So I think that's why people don't like this as much, is because it does definitely slow down. I think the middle beginning, it's high intensity. There's that adrenaline rush. But that's not the main goal of the movie. I've heard the second one, which I need to watch, praying that this film finishes its trilogy. I mean, the little boy, he's already like, what, 6 foot at this point? They gotta hurry up. Also, speaking of little boy, he was a great actor. But I feel like, I don't know, I don't think I've seen a child actor who's been like ass. Superman. I mean, it's Superman. Everyone knows Superman. What do you want me to say? Superman, Clark Kent, finds out that his parents are Krypton supremacists. Yeah. And on top of that, Lex Luthor is on his ass and constantly testing his gangsta. You know, comic book stuff. It's a lot going on, but I feel like that's the gist of it. James Gunn can say all he wants, but I know what this movie is about. I know. I'm seeing it.
Because I grew up watching Steven Universe.
But, I mean, if F1 can get a Best Picture nom, shit, this couldn't. I'm being so serious. Like, I want this on DVD. I will rewatch this movie so many times. So many. I might rewatch it today. Fantastic Four, First Steps, The Future is the 60s, spooky for some, and Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, The Thing, and The Human Torch all return back to the big screen as the beloved superhero family. After 20 years since the debut of, in my personal opinion, one of the best and severely underrated superhero films ever, the Fantastic Four are finally back. Okay, technically there was a 2015 adaptation, but I did not see that, so it does not exist. Anyways, no shade. I fell asleep during the film multiple times. But from what I can recall and what I was up for, evil cosmic entity Galactus makes a deal with the Fantastic Four saying, you know what, I want to eat your planet, but if you let me take your kid, there's a chance I'll spare you. Also, here's my Chrome Hearts assistant. And why is she Chrome? Well, she's ore farming, that's why. Yeah, it's swaggy. The real question we need to be asking is why does he have a helmet with handlebars? But that's not my life, fuck it. But obviously they tell this Yao Ming-sized space creeper that he cannot have the Earth or their sun, and the story unfolds from there. What I could gather from when I was awake, it was cool, had a nice aesthetic to it. I was awake for one scene involving the Chrome woman, Shaba Abul. Shalabal. And that was a really dope scene, okay? I'm also kind of vibing with the casting decisions. I'm interested to see where this franchise goes. Franchise? Trilogy? Meemaw can't find the words right now, but you know what I'm trying to say. Catherine is a former Christian missionary who ends up losing her faith. Losing my religion, as REM says, when her husband and child are murdered by a religious extremist during one of the family's missions. Now, why was the whole family on a trip to spread the word of God in a obviously dangerous place? We might never know. And why her husband put their child in that situation? We might never know. Anyways, now Catherine has completely flipped the sides. She not with that shit no more. She spends her time debunking so-called religious phenomenon. Basically, no, you did not see a demon. You have mold poisoning. Probably many such cases. And or schizophrenia. Many such cases. But when Catherine, along with Idris Elba, are called to the deep Louisiana swamp to investigate a series of seemingly biblical occurrences, things get a little bizarre, and Catherine has to learn how to deal with her religious trauma to fight the evil taking over the town. You would think a Christian mythos movie set in Louisiana with Idris Elba, and girl, why am I forgetting the name of the actress right now? And her, and also, is it one of the Fanning girls? You would think this movie would be interesting. It's not. It's actually really bad, and that's disappointing. I think I rated this movie like a, 5 out of 10, or 2.5 out of 5, or whatever. I mean, I personally love this niche. I love a good religious movie, especially set in the South, I guess. But this just made me tired. I was tired. I mean, it had so much potential, but I'm just like, the only positive is that it made me start watching True Blood. Suki. And even that, I'm on season 5 right now, and I'm questioning. I've heard it gets real bad real quick. So one day we'll get some amazing Southern Gothic. One day. The Boston police force and the Irish mafia both have informants on each other's sides. Each of the informants slowly work their ways up the ranks, but also come closer and closer to exposing who they truly are, and subsequently increasing the risk of their demise. Getting shot, getting got, getting them out of there. The Italians really took all the mob swag because I knew, but I really didn't fully conceptualize the fact that the Irish had mobs. Like, they were actually getting down. But this was so this was culturally enriching. It was nice to see that. On paper, this is a very well-made movie. Is it something I think fully connected with me? Do I think I'm the target audience? No, not a man. Actually, not even to say the man thing. I personally do not really like crime. It's just not for me. I don't find it super interesting, but I do like Martin Scorsese as a director and as a TikTok father. I also just recently watched After Hours, so it's just a personal preference thing for me. I'm not. Oh, also didn't he do Taxi Driver? I like that too. So, you know, it's not horrible. It's pretty good movie. The ending is definitely gag worthy. It's just, I don't know, it's not fully for me. Oh, last thing I want to say on this, I think this was my first Leonardo DiCaprio movie. I might need to fact check that. But I get the hype. He's a really great actor. Who else was in here? I don't know, all like the main white guys were in here. Also the guy from Blackish. So yeah, what a cast. Dreamcatcher. Okay, this is a lot, but let's get started. I don't even know how, but 4 friends save can I say, seemingly neurodivergent boy in their youth and get psychic powers from this heroic act. Yeah, I can, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. Let's continue, because the plot gets so much stranger. So the boys are now grown men, big bosses, who decide to reunite for a hunting trip in Maine. But they are snowed in by a blizzard, and slowly very strange things happen. Like, okay, it gets really strange. Like an alien virus that hatches through a person's rectum. There's the police plot line. There's this military plot line. Morgan Freeman, who wants to slaughter a bunch of infected people, who also got the butt virus. Also, the head alien takes over one of the friends' bodies, and the whole thing is like a prophecy. Remember the neurodivergent boy? Yeah. Okay, I mean, it's really too much going on. I don't think I was bored a single second throughout this movie, but is that a good thing?
What was that? Okay.
One thing is for sure, you will not be bored. This is not a movie you will come out and say, I was bored. There's physically no way. It's just too much going on. I mean, yes, the director could have maybe done a better job, but there's also no way Stephen King wasn't on that good when he wrote this, when he thought of this idea. I mean, I'm looking at my notes right now. It really is just, I'm at a loss for words. I really don't think I've seen a movie like this. That just, it really is just too much going on. It's so ridiculous that I think it might be my lowest rated movie of 2025, but it also might be the most memorable because, wow, what a mind Stephen King has. Hellboy. So the Nazis attempted to use black magic to fight their fight, but the Allies come in during their freaky little ceremony and shut that shit down. But not before Big Red Demon Baby gets released. The infant creature is taken in by the Allied forces scientists, nicknamed Broom, and given the name Hellboy. Damn, not even Hector, Tom, Hellboy? Okay. Flash forward 60 years, Hellboy is a fully grown adult. He ages a little differently. I would say he's equivalent to maybe a 40-year-old man. I don't know. Who helps fight the good fight for the Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense. Yeah. But Hellboy has spent most of his life pretty isolated, so it makes him a bit of an asshole. But deep down in there is a big heart that cares for others and wants to see good prevail, I guess. I mean, this is a story about a big-ass bright red humanoid demon fighting supernatural Nazis. Yeah. This is my cookie. This is my juice. This is my bread and butter. I love this aesthetic from the early 2000s. I don't even know what you can call it. It's like that PlayStation Munchies Mill aesthetic. I don't know. I don't even know if that really encapsulates what it is, but it's just a certain vibe. I don't know. If you know, you know. I did. Oh, should I show you guys? I might insert a picture. I'm feeling kind of lazy right now. But this movie did inspire me to go ahead and buy my first comic book. I know, you might be thinking, this doesn't have a comic book? I read mangas, which is a little bit different. But yeah, I went ahead and got myself my first comic book with a Barnes & Noble gift card. And I'm really happy. And I'm really happy to see where this journey takes me. Because the nerd ceiling, I haven't reached it yet. It might look it, but I'm not there yet. Also, I plead and I beg, please, if you can hear me, Guillermo, make that 3rd movie. Please, just complete the trilogy. I beg. At 2:17 on the dot, every child in Miss Candy's classroom woke up and ran out their house and disappeared, never to be seen again, kinda. Except one child. Yep, one kid. The truth of what really happened is slowly revealed by multiple point of views, POV for short, for the hips. And I don't think I ever would have been able to predict what direction the film would ultimately end up going in, nor the conclusion, because that was something. I watched this movie on my birthday in theaters. Yes, if you did not wish me happy birthday, I took note. Anyways, I watched this on my birthday. The theater was, I can say, filled out. And at the end, I think we all just were gagged. We left in silence. As time has gone on, the more I'm like, okay, I can dig it. I can get it. But one thing that has not changed is, what is her name? Amy Madigan? Low-key, just between us. I wouldn't be mad if she got Best Supporting Actress. Aunt Gladys is such an iconic character, and people on Twitter and cinema scenes are so annoying. Being like, oh, we don't need an Aunt Gladys prequel. Everything doesn't need to be a prequel. No, I need to see that. I do, and I think it could be interesting as well. She's a witch. Tell me how that's not interesting. Also, it's Amy Madigan who ate that roll up. I want to see Aunt Gladys again, period. Sorcerer, but not in the magical kind. 4 men from different parts of the globe flee from their consequences to a remote South American town. None of them really have anything else to lose, and this leads them to agree to an extremely dangerous mission: the transportation of unstable nitroglycerin dripping dynamite across extremely dangerous jungle terrain, where any slight movement can result in their death. This is a very nihilistic grandpa movie, and I say that because this is a movie you watch with Papa as he nods off after telling you stories about Vietnam that you did not ask for. Is this a personal experience? No, but I feel like this is accurate for many Americans. I'm conflicted, but I'm kind of conflicted about my thoughts on this movie. Did it gag me? Yes. And is that important for me when I'm rating movies? Clearly. You have to shock me in some way, get me to think about your movie afterwards, because I am the main critic. But I don't know. Also, people always talk about the bridge scene. The bridge scene was not the most interesting scene in this movie to me, but that's neither here nor there. I am going to watch the original. I've heard that one's better. We'll put a pin in this. Put a pin in this one. It is slow though. I don't think that will ever change. It's a slow movie. Okay guys, it's me again, because you just saw me in the intro. I also didn't film an outro. So thank you guys for watching part 1. That's because I think I filmed this during Black History Month. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. I love this aesthetic. Please. Also, I plead, and not from the South. The South. You could just film another time.